say that dogs take on the personalities of their owners. If you're nervous and shy, your dog is nervous and shy. If you smile a lot, she smiles too. They absorb our love and affection, but also our neuroses and our wrath. That's what they say anyway. The New York Museum of Man's Best Friend, where dogs are portrayed across mediums. There could be a lot of projection how we look at our dogs. And maybe in some cases, consciously or not, we select for types that already resemble ourselves, or for how we'd like to be seen. Good boys, good girls. Good boys, good girls. Good boys, good girls. I asked the clerk on the way out what it was that made the bond between man and his proverbial best friend so special. She said simply that it was innate, therefore easy. A banal answer to a banal question, I suppose. I am dogless, but the dogs I encounter, so many of them do indeed remind me of the people I know, for good and bad, if not always their owners' human types. Complex, endearing, sure, but just as often clashing with my own personality, my own difficult personality, if human beings are to be believed.
Good girl.
I found myself meditating on this during a recent trip to Paris, the birthplace of existentialism. The French have a word for good boy, but it escapes me at the moment. From the Museum of Man's Best Friend to the Louvre. After, I made my way to a bakery recommended to me by my neighbor. It's where they found their dog. He was in the dumpster, an impossibly small puppy subsisting on day-old croissants and profiteroles. The baker said, "It's true. He appears one day in our dumpster, munching. He ate so much but remained so little. So very little. They called him Le Petit Biscuit. My neighbor smuggled him back to New York, gave him a happy home, and rechristened him Little Bud Spud, potatoes over pastries. The boyfriend was from the heartland. And then a funny thing happened. He grew. Not that much, but enough that the little moniker ceased to be completely accurate, and so his moniker changed again to Medium Bud Spud, later styled Big Medium. Not because he had gotten any larger, he peaked size-wise at medium, but his personality was big, so big he had a sizable TikTok following, so Big Medium. Here's me with BM at his owner's recent barbecue. Look at that smile. That's a smile only a dog as tenacious as BM can elicit. Him and no more than, 8-ish Coors Lights, some tequila probably. Could have been some Klonopin or other such drug in the mix, probably lingering in my system from the night before, and the tummy of hot dog. I made some regrettable comments that night, called the host a bumpkin, but I pedaled it back. Who's that on my phone now, you ask? Well, Big Medium isn't the only social media star in my orbit. This dog, unmatched in her beauty, I've followed on Instagram for some time. I'd love to tell you her name, but I reached out hoping to involve her in this project, and there was a lapse in communication. And what with her endorsement deals, her fiercely protective brand, I took her for the litigious kind, so for the purposes of this dispatch, let's call her, Sweetie Cakes. Yes, Sweetie Cakes. If any dog deserves a spot in the Museum of Man's Best Friend, it's her, living over there in Seoul or whatever, like a queen, a goddess. Perfect. Rejected me. Why do they always reject me, dogs and people alike? Go, you've done me wrong, you good girl, you goodest of good girls. Goodness. The money she must be raking in. Meanwhile, I'm bankrupt on my trip to Paris. God, why the hell did I do that? To see Big Medium's origins, I suppose. And to feel like I'm not wasting my life traveling. Alone. Well, you can travel the world over, but you can't escape your past. You hear that? That's Kobe. Kobayashi, a wiener dog. Named after the Nathan's hot dog eating champion. One of many dogs my mom has had over the decades, Kobe always barked. He barked day and night at the same unhurried, robotic clip, spurned by in the hopes of, we never knew. Perhaps he was acting as a sort of forever siren, warding off would-be intruders. Or maybe it's an after effect of his stroke from some years ago, his peanut wiener brain stuck in a loop. That little white dog over his shoulder was Pickles, who passed away just last year. And here, Buddy, everyone's favorite. A sweet, friendly boy, also deceased. Death hangs over the kitchen living room area in which the dogs reside, an ever-worsening air of atrophy. This video's from 2020. A few months before this voiceover recording, Kobe died too. Leaving too. Wesley, a golden retriever, hobbled having flipped his stomach some years ago, so largely immobile, spending all his time in the kitchen, or if he was feeling adventurous, the living room or backyard. Wesley was ill-tempered and highly excitable. He was a nervous wreck. Due to, I think, his having absorbed all the home's anxieties over the years, every spot of turbulence, the ambient, unspoken senses of dread he sopped up like a sponge. Believe it or not, halfway through the shooting of this project, suddenly one morning my mother found Wesley in the yard, dead, felled by a heart attack, only 2 days before Thanksgiving. This footage is from the last time I was with Wesley. Only one remains, Damon, who stares, looking at you, or looking through you. A lone dog in a quiet house now, his little paws tapping through vacant halls, wondering, where has everybody gone? Sad. So much injustice in the world, I should know the strains of city life, and this economy emboldened me to hit City Hall and take it up with the mayor, Sally the Long Dog, the dog mayor. New York's first.
New York City now has its first dog mayor, Sally Long Dog. She met with Mayor Adams today. She's also a therapy dog.
I got a feeling Sally's thinking all of y'all need counseling.
Yes, well, maybe. But first I need answers here at the so-described political rally. A disgruntled constituent? Worse. Woof Woof, Astoria Queen City Council dog who, according to his owner, intends to run against Mayor Long Dog in the next election. Talk about keeping your enemies close. The tension was palpable, but I was determined.
Ms. Mayor, who's a good girl?
For a therapy dog, Sally has appallingly little regard for the denizens of her city, choked by surging rents and, then crashing the party, the deputy mayor. Remind you of anyone? He and Sally were hardly a united front. Clearly the choice of running mate was all optics, a sunny panting golden to balance Sally's no-nonsense disposition. A feel-good slice of apple pie to give cover to her steely incrementalism working within the system, enacting her policies. The deputy mayor, ever the populist showboat, sabotages the shoot. Madam Mayor, already miffed by the paltry turnout, has had about enough, leaving, without fielding a single one of my questions, why our city is crumbling. Why I'm scraping by, and forced to contend with Riley, my landlady's dog. Whenever I come by to drop off my rent check, she stalks me and growls, baring her teeth. It's bad enough I pay what I pay to live in a dump in Brooklyn. She has to add insult to the injury. A rabid little gremlin. I'd love to pull her inside out for how she personifies my plight, my financial limitations, my spiritual, my dearth of options. The landlady keeps a portrait of Riley in her room. That's one artist who captured a dog's essence as she existed, her putrid, contemptuous essence and psychopathy. 5 stars. My landlady says Riley's attitude problem is attributable to her having been rescued from a welterweight dogfighting ring in Mexico City. Is that it, Riley? You had a tough upbringing? Well, newsflash, we are greater than the sum of our traumas. We ought to be anyway, dealt a tough paw in life, and now you want to take it out on the world. Many such cases. Many such boys and girls. Bidawee Pet Memorial Park on Long Island, where Richard Nixon's dog Checkers of the Checker speech fame is buried.
We did get something, a gift. It was a little Cocker Spaniel dog, and our little girl named it Checkers.
But I'm not in Bidawee to see Checkers. No, there's another dog, near and dear to my heart, the nearest and dearest. Couldn't quite remember where she was, though, so I asked a kindly gravedigger to guide me there. It's Fluffy. Fluffy was there from the beginning. From before the beginning, 1 whole year before I was born. She was my first best friend. And in the eyes of my mother, my sister.
Yeah, that's good, Fluffy. Yeah, Fluffy.
Fluffy lived to 17. In the final years, in addition to being half blind, half deaf, she lost control of her bladder. I, long-haired and pimply at the time, was issued a task. I had to affix diapers to my sister's hindquarters, crudely cutting out holes for the tail, wrestling them onto her and changing them thusly. I remember the dry, sticky material that would spill from inside the diaper whenever I cut the holes. More than that, though, I remember Fluffy's muted, panicked whinnying whenever I wrapped one around her, her legs stiffening, unawares, trembling in my hands. Oh, Fluffy, I'm sorry. Oh, baby. fate that awaits all of us if we live long enough. Who can blame my mother? If this is all there is, what's the point in letting go? Putting an end to the indignities, I suppose. I had to pay tribute. To Fluffy, yes, but also all my mom's dogs. Here at Fluffy's tomb, except...
The name's Fluffy.
Except there was a mistake.
Yeah.
The gravedigger led me to the site. But the only Fluffy in the graveyard, he said, was a bunny. It's a fucking bunny. I was certain she was there. I was certain. The average American lives to about 511. That's dog years. Not bad for a West Highland Terrier. But against the backdrop of eternity, a pittance. You're only as old as you feel. And I feel old. Weighted by centuries of regret. Centuries of worry and of anger. And for what? Wasn't I a good boy? That's what they say is important. That's foremost in your mind at the end. What good you were to others. I mean, I did my best. Didn't I? Didn't I at least try to be good? Or did I just resist being terrible? Never that bad, but never truly making an effort. As if that's enough. 511 years is not enough time to get it right. 511 years is not enough time. Maybe I'll be reborn. Dogs can take on human traits, but so too can humans take on the traits of dogs. Yes, I will be reborn. Reincarnated with the self-confidence of Big Medium, Wesley's joie de vivre, and fuck it, Riley's ferociousness, and attack life. Enjoy it. Lie flat in the fields. Sunshine on my belly. Until then...